A knockdown, shoot 'em out, heist thriller with just suspense and women kicking ass. And yeah, I think it would be that. What more can I say? You've got Cynthia Erivo, Michelle Rodriguez, Elizabeth Debicki, and Viola Davis. I mean, just one of the champs of all times. And just Robert, I mean, everyone else, Robert Duvall, Colin Farrell. I mean, I'm just so great to be in a movie directed by such an amazing, amazing mind like Steve McQueen. And you just put us all together, it becomes this collaboration, and you get widows.
It's a genre film with something to say, you know, and like and heist is what reels you in, but you are able to have a snapshot of Chicago, and this city that is a microcosm of a lot of cities that are similar, you know. It's amazing. They were such good people. Like Viola is a force of nature, and even to even see her in scenes or like kind of, it's just like, for me, she's like an icon. Like seeing her face as an icon, and Elizabeth and Cynthia, who I've seen in London in like really small theaters and seeing her grow. Michelle Rodriguez, which I'm a fan of, Brian Tyree Henry, Robert Duvall. It's just like it goes on. And Colin Farrell, I love Phone Booth. It was just like, and everyone was so cool and so open for collaboration, you know. The foundation is a script, you know, so you're working with people that care about characters and story and structure. It makes your job easier, and you can really play and really build upon something, really go deeper within a character, because the fundamentals and the work, a lot of the work has been done. So they're masters. So it's amazing to work with masters.
I think that, you know, the thing that really drew me to the project was Steve and the role, but the film itself being so female-centric and honest, I think, in the portrayal of the women. They're so different from each other, but it really is so much about this team of women who come together through these strange circumstances, but learn that they sort of are stronger together. And it's a film, I think, about sisterhood and about compassion, female sort of compassion and female power. It's an incredible privilege to work with someone as powerful as she is and as talented and brave. I always think of working with V like a wrestling match. You just sort of go into it and you take a risk and you be bold. And I think when you're working with someone like her that's such a sort of instinctual actor, you know, it's just a joy, really. Steve is an incredible director, one of the best of all time, and you know, working with him is a wonderful, empowering experience because you trust him so much, and so you kind of challenge yourself in a new way, and you surprise yourself as an actor because you feel a sort of freedom. So that was, you know, a beautiful thing, and I mean, Gillian is a legendary writer, and she writes amazing stories for women, so the combination was sort of ideal.
Sure. I mean, Steve and I, we met and we clicked very quickly, very easily. He had said, you know, I've had this project I've been wanting to do since I was a kid. It's this mini-series that was on in the UK when I was young. What do you think? And we immediately kind of just started riffing with each other. We got along creatively really, really well, and we thought it was something that where we could explore, number one, what's going on in cities these days, crime, poverty, race, police, corruption, all those things. That we could talk about women's issues and women coming together and what that actually looked like, which you don't normally see with a heist and that sort of criminality unless it's done in a very broad sort of way. And we could also do it and make it really fun. I mean, it lends some real heft, grace, elegance. I mean, you just have these people who are giving your words such volume. It's just so, I mean, you know, Viola Davis and Robert Duvall and young up-and-comers like Daniel Kaluuya. I mean, like, it's so amazing. And then the women who play the widows, it was such a treat seeing them come together. I just felt like every time, Steve was telling me a new person, I was like, now you're just messing with my head. Stop it.
The beauty of him focusing on females was, for me, very, very poignant, because it showed the intention of a lot of women in the 4 stories that he chose to tell of these women who got stuck having to pick up where their husbands left off because they died. Being surrounded by amazing humans, you're going to shine. You're going to want to be better. You're going to want to grow. And so, of course, I felt, not intimidated, but I felt I was like a sponge. I wanted to learn from everybody. It was so beautiful, everybody coming together to do this piece. The most significant thing for me, being a woman who works in action films and is surrounded by men all the time, it was a really interesting experience to have this non-vocal communication with all these women. It was like I understood what the boys, have always felt, being in a room full of guys that understand them. I felt the same way when I was surrounded by all these women in the trailer every morning. It was very beautiful.
What I love about Gillian, and she's an amazing, great writer, and I wanted to collaborate with someone in a way that we could sort of just pull on each other's strengths. And for me, at the end of the day, it was like 2 guitarists. You couldn't tell which one was playing which note, so it was a wonderful venture.
It was awesome working on a film where the women were actual women. They were real. They were rooted in truth. They weren't any kind of mold of male fantasy. They're women literally who are in dire circumstances in their lives, who are forced into this criminality. Steve McQueen saw all of these women. I always say that he saw something in all of us, me, Michelle Rodriguez, Cynthia Erivo, Elizabeth Debicki, that other people don't usually see. The things that we probably even hide and keep to ourselves, looks like my femininity and vulnerability, Cynthia with her tattoos and her nose ring, and Michelle Rodriguez and her softness and all of that. I mean, he saw all of those things, and he just created an atmosphere where we felt comfortable bringing those out and, feeding our characters with all those character traits. Everybody was committed. Everybody, Steve has this saying, he says, leave it all on the floor, meaning risk everything. Don't leave anything unexplored. Just take risk. Just go for it, and I'll be here to catch you. And I felt like every actor did that, and that was the beauty of working with everyone on this film.